Hey, everybody listening to, I was going to say listening to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Chip Monk. With me as always, the Mr. Gimpy.
What's up, Chip? You're
What's
watching,
happening,
listening.
dude?
It don't matter, dude.
We
Might be
us
in
in
people's
HD
mind's eye. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
The future,
exactly.
you might be downloading this directly like Kung Fu in the Matrix into
It's true.
your hemisphere, man.
It's damn true. Yeah, man.
You gotta take some noxious gas and then boom, you're combo womboed up for the week in the future.
I don't know if I want to be associated with noxious gas, but yeah, all
just
right.
like that's it, dude. You got the whole
you got the
2023.
Yeah. It's Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, man.
And everybody listening, Happy New Year, guys. We had a very, relaxing break, I'd say.
Yeah.
I got to not only just chill out, but I got to play some games. And even last night I got to chill with the boys, which hasn't happened for me in a bit. Outside of stream nights, you know what I mean? I haven't had like a weird Saturday night where I was just available.
Yeah,
so,
just
be
there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just chop it up, talk shop.
Exactly.
I was sick all last week, dude. I had this crazy fever.
Yeah.
I was dying for a little bit. I was taking like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to fight it. I was like terrified. So I was like getting ahead of it because I was like, oh, the sickness is coming. All my coworkers decided to come into work sick. Like out of nowhere.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, here we go. So at least they were like kind enough to be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm like sick as a dog now. I'm going to be out the rest of the week. I'm like, shit. All right, well, I got that to look forward to. I started feeling like the little bit of the scratch, coming out, a little bit of the dry eye, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not sure how much of it was just like mental, but I did have like a straight fever. I was like, I think it was like last week, like Saturday night. I was like, yeah, feeling pretty great, but I realized I was like in the middle of like the fever pitch. Like I got up from bed and like I was just like drenched in sweat, and I was like, oh yeah, you're sick as shit still, dude. It's like you need to. You're delusional. You think you're feeling great, dude. Like, it's amazing.
Sorry to hear, dude. You sound chipper today. You sound good.
Yeah.
Are you still dealing with a little bit of it, or?
Yeah, a little bit, like in my nose, like there's.
It's always
whatever, like nothing. Just a little congestion. Nothing crazy. No coughing. Yeah, we want to pay it forward, Get the next person in line, tag you're at.
Surprise, motherfucker.
No coughing, nothing. And we also don't really interact or have close quarter combat with anybody, so
sure.
It's not like I'm tying up, get them in jiu-jitsu holds or anything at work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're just in an office environment, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man, I got to say, the holidays brought out some good stuff. So,
did you get any cool gift, dude? I only have like very few games on my Steam wish list.
Yeah, I saw that when I was looking to give you something. I'm like, motherfucker, there's nothing here.
People sent me the same game, so I was like in this awkward where I was like, I accepted the one you gave me, and then like 3 other people also gave me that game, and so I had to go through like hit decline. I'm like, hey man, I appreciate it. I already got this game. Like somebody else gave this to me. Thank you. And then I would send those people Steam games. And I felt guilty about
it's not guilty. It's
not taking.
You can't even have duplicates on Steam, so that's just
I know.
You saved money, dude.
Yeah, except it just was grayed out. I'm not even sure what happens when you decline the game.
They get it back. They can choose what to do with it. You can choose to return the game, or you can gift it to someone else or whatever. So you did the right thing. Yeah. I gift you Midnight Fight. What's it called again? It's like
Express or something.
Yeah, Midnight Fight Express. Yeah. Which I still haven't played it myself, and being a big Hotline Miami fan, I should play it. I'll actually probably play it today, honestly. And Lethal Company, and you stepped up. So the big news that happened over the holiday is the modder, well-known VR flat screen to VR modder, Prey Dog, who did the Resident Evil mods. He made a Unreal Engine injector for VR.
Boom.
So it's like all UE4 games, right? And then some
Yeah,
select UE5 games,
UE5. Yeah,
including RoboCop, Rogue
it's
City.
like 11,000 games or something like crazy like that that can
Yeah,
use this
yeah.
injector.
I think people are just like, how many games are released on Unreal, right? So then they just go.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's actually 11,000,
yeah,
but
they got like
it's a
a
big fucking
spreadsheet
number. Yeah.
that like it's kind of like the Steam Deck where it's like, hey, this
It like
kind
capped
of
out at like
works.
700 in spreadsheet though, like I
Yeah,
said, but you can't test everything. But yeah, that happened. So, you know,
it's big news in VR.
it's super big news because if you feel VR has been lacking,
It
now you
has been.
have now, and you're right, it has. It
I
has. I
mean,
think
that's because of Meta trying to own it all. So they bought up like
agreed.
all the VR developers. They patented, copyright a lot of like of
VR
technology.
developers and exclusivity, but
Yeah,
that's how you also build a platform, right? Is you
yeah,
make your shit exclusive, you make your shit a must buy because you want to play X. So
yeah.
I
But it's
get
like
it
they're
from
on
a
their
business standpoint.
timeline,
Yes, yes.
And
Um,
it definitely felt like uh, Valve kind of like hasn't really done anything else with the tech. Like they had like the
well,
Valve,
they just updated
hot.
Steam VR too, so
Yeah,
they're gearing up for something. They're gearing up for a new
they gotta
headset as
do
well.
something more, dude. Like this is ridiculous. I also realized,
It's also on Valve time.
yeah, because of the Counter Strike lean, I looked into that, and I guess that's how the physics in Half Life Alex was working for VR. So it had like the weird IK bending because of that.
Oh,
So it's like
really?
some weird, yeah, like leftover thing. I
The
was like,
Michael.
oh,
So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, in Counter Strike 2, there was a bug where it was the Michael Jackson lean from Smooth Criminal, where you could just
yeah,
like literally just flex on people like that, and it was this weird. It was the best bug of all time. Honestly, they patched it real
yeah,
quick, but it took the internet by storm. But yeah, so Chip's saying that it was related to Alex physics because Alex was a Source 2 game. So
yeah.
okay,
And so like the way they did like the position camera movement was because of VR, and so that creates like a weird leaning effect. Uh, Yeah, because they're not expecting any. It wasn't a multiplayer game, so you're just not expecting it. So it's just kind of like a weird legacy situation. I don't know. I
interesting.
was hearing more about like Sandbox as well with the Gary's Mod guy. It's coming
Okay.
along further.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Well,
saying maybe there'll be VR stuff in that as well. So I don't know.
it'd be interesting, but I don't have any faith in that game releasing this decade. But
Ever.
yeah, exactly. But still working on it, so that's good. Uh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the Unreal Injector, big
Yeah,
news. So
VR. This is big news.
so which led me to this personally. So I was playing RoboCop Rogue City in VR. I was fucking Murphy, dude. I was RoboCop
Yeah.
himself. Maybe I should rephrase
Freeze,
that.
dirtbag.
Yeah, exactly. Just uh, so I have like a little under an hour of it because I just was excited, so I just put on the headset. I didn't realize it wasn't charged, so I had it till my headset died. But
Yeah.
the achievements I got from RoboCop right now or whatever was from me playing in VR. So you get an achievement for shooting somebody in the balls. There's some cool ass RoboCop things. You hear the classic RoboCop walking sound. It's really really I'd say it's immersive by itself because they do the gunplay so well, but it's also immersive. It translates to being immersive in VR because of like the walking animations, and growing up, you've probably seen RoboCop a million times, right? So like, I find
Yeah.
myself doing like the, like the RoboCop poses or whatever, just fucking looking like a jackass in real life because I'm like so immersed in
You're
the
there,
game.
dude.
Yeah, dude, it's super fun, and
You have to be RoboCop.
it works super well, like surprisingly well. The spreadsheet, people like have profiles you can get, so you just have to like I didn't have to dick with it. People have been like updating it over the weekend. If I played it earlier, I probably would have had some issues, but yeah, I just clicked profile, installed the mod, pressed the button, I was off to the races. I had to do a
Boom.
little bit of graphical changes, but it wasn't like a huge deal. I haven't experienced any slowdown as of yet, but I only did like the first level. So, but
Nice.
it's
Do you got
I
like a
think it's
newer computer or anything? Because like some people are saying that might be an issue
it could be,
if like
but
you're using an older.
I have a 2070 Super. Uh, what do I have? 16 gigs of RAM, and so it's not
Dang.
like It's not like my computer's super new, but it's never been a slouch. But also,
Yeah.
like, I'm slightly overclocked. I'm, on everything. So, yeah, there's that too. So maybe I'm eking a little more performance out of things. But no, I haven't had any issues with performance so far.
Nice.
I hear it gets some kind of stutter and slow down like at certain points, but maybe that was before Prey Dog and everyone updated it more. So like I
Yeah.
said,
Could even be like the game itself getting updated as well,
True,
like some more optimization.
true. So played that, and and then I look at kind of my Steam games that I got for over the holidays and things like that. Some things are on my wish list. Songs of Conquest being one, which is like this turn-based strategy game that looked really good that I was really excited for. And I bought a game that's been on my wish list for literal years, and it just happens to be another movie tie-in game, The Mummy Demastered. So
Okay.
interesting story behind this game, right? People are like, "What the fuck?" So the Tom Cruise.
I thought you were gonna say Mortal Kombat 1, dude.
No, I bought that on release, but
It's not based on the movie, based on the game.
No.
It's not like a Street Fighter, the movie based on the game, based on the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so the Tom Cruise Mummy, it had a video game tie-in, and not a lot of people realize this, I guess. So Way Forward was contracted by Universal Studios to make a video game of the Mummy movie starring Tom Cruise.
They had high hopes for that franchise. They're like, we're gonna redo the Universal Monsters universe.
Yep.
We'll have the werewolf, the mummy, the Invisible Man, the Frankenstein.
Was the start of it.
Dracula.
Yep.
It's gonna be huge.
Yep. It did dog shit. So anyway,
canceled the whole thing. They're like,
movie was bad. The game, I will say, it's at first I was very disappointed. I thought the game was crap, right? And then I realized I'm still playing this game, right? So it took me 4 hours to beat. And here's the thing. I enjoyed it, but with a caveat. I bought it on sale, right? It's usually like 20, 30 bucks. It's 30 bucks on console, 20 bucks on on PC. So I bought it on sale. You play as regular man. You are just a regular ass soldier. There's nothing special about you. You have a gun, and you're just trying to fight the goddamn mummy.
Some mummy shenanigans afoot, dude. You're just a dude with a gun.
Every time, you fight a boss, the mummy summons some sort of boss that makes sense only to the game developers because none of this should appear to the movie. I thought it would be better if you fought the mummy each time and the mummy got stronger. But they summon a giant scorpion, a dinosaur, or a giant spider, a dinosaur, some fucking Egyptian god you fought, and then you fought another Egyptian god at the end.
Yeah, I missed those scenes in that movie. Did you watch the movie?
I did watch the movie. Yeah, I did watch the movie. Yeah.
How did that happen, man?
None of that. How did I watch the movie?
Why?
Because it's just a big meme of Tom Cruise yelling. If you remember, there's just nothing but Tom Cruise.
There's a few memes that came out of that where they
screams.
got rid of the special effects or they took away all the stuff. And,
So I watched it for the meme, and honestly, the movie was bad, but I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. So I'm never gonna say I wasted my time watching The Mummy 2017 or whenever it came out.
That's all that matters. That's what movies are about, man. They don't have to be cinematic works.
Exactly.
Of high, it's not high art. Sometimes it's just Tom Cruise screaming in the void.
Yep, that's all I wanted. The game, it's, and then I'm playing it and I'm like, this is just literally a reskinned Super Metroid. Not even Super Metroid. It was a reskinned Metroid, right? The same kind of layout, same kind of power ups. Even like there's a jump booster, a run, So
you're kind of selling me on this game, dude.
Yeah. And the
dinosaurs,
the sprite work was fucking phenomenal. Way Forward always has amazing sprites, right? But then the combat was brain dead. The boss fights are brain dead. The Metroid style map was brain dead. I never got lost. The shortcuts were pretty brain dead. It was obvious. And then I was that's part I was like, man, this game isn't even that great. They had a death mechanic where if you died, because you're a regular man, right? If you died, your character died, but because of the mummy shenanigans, they came back as a zombie with all of your upgrades. So you spawned as a new person, going to go kill your old body so you can get his upgrades. Which was a pretty cool mechanic.
They did that in like iZombie or for like the Wii U, whereas like when you died in that
Zombie
game, you
U,
became a
Yep,
zombie
yep.
U.
Yeah, they did. But it's a cool mechanic. But like I said,
Yeah,
the combat was brain dead, so I could stand in a corner, just blast my old body, and get all my shit. So it was never difficult. But I thought, hey, cool mechanic, underutilized, right? And then I'm playing through this, and I get through it pretty quickly, and beat the game, no problem. Escape, no problem. And I'm like, this is okay. But then I
yeah.
realized this is a just quick cash tie-in game. They Universal Studios probably wanted like some sort of generic action platformer, right? And WayForward was like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna make a Metroidvania, which I think is ballsy as hell, right?
Yeah.
And they had so little to go on because the movie sucked. You can't use any. They use nothing from the movie. There's the mummy was found in
No
Iraq.
likenesses.
This is the weirdest thing. The mummy was found in Iraq.
All right.
The Egyptian mummy was found in Iraq.
All right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
He was on a journey. He's an ancient deity. He got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's just wacky as hell.
He had tomes all over the west and east, dude.
They tried
all of northern Africa, dude,
to build the story up because they tried to like establish like you work for this, the occultist, like you're keeping the world safe from the universal monsters or whatever.
Yeah,
you're run by Russell Crowe, who was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So,
did I tell you about this? Where I saw King Kong versus Godzilla.
Go on. Because that movie's a couple years old now, but
yeah, I just watched it like this last week.
Okay.
But it's the same kind of shit where there's like secret organization X ran by Y. So they're all just copying the same playbook. I was just like thinking about this.
Hollywood. Okay, for King Kong and Godzilla, right? We just wanted to have giant monsters fighting. We don't need a fucking secret government plot. It could have been a chick who worked at fucking CVS and a dude who was unemployed for a little bit drops his girl off at CVS for work. You see Godzilla fucking stomp into the city. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go get my wife back, right?
Pulls out his phone.
Yeah, no shit. So he drives back to the CVS, grabs his wife. His wife doesn't want to leave CVS because she's working. She's like, you can't interrupt me. I'm gonna get fired, right?
Yeah.
And then fucking all of a sudden, Godzilla throws a goddamn bus through the CVS, killing the manager who's about to fire her, right? And then they just start fucking booking it. And then the rest of the movie is Godzilla and King Kong fucking beating each other up, not wrecking the whole city as this woman and this dude are trying to escape. That could have been the whole thing, right? Like it could have that they had nothing to do with the Godzilla or anything. That they were just there.
No, people ask me, they're like, what'd you think of that movie? I was like, I like the Godzilla King Kong fight. They could have just got rid of the first like 2/3 of the movie and just had that last 1/3 where I think it shows up in, I'll say, China for some reason. Godzilla goes to China.
Was it China? There's some. Yeah, it's weird.
I was like expecting Japan, but they're like, yeah, we're gonna swerve on you and go to China. And I was like, all right. And then like there's some fucking chicanery where like Godzilla blows a nuclear hole down to the center of the earth to where King Kong is hiding, and King Kong climbs out of the center of the earth back up to China to fight.
They got the wackiness, but they just had some weird, stupid government plot in the middle that no one gives a shit about, right?
Yeah. That's all you need. Just the movie can start where Godzilla's nuking to the center of the earth, where King Kong's just chilling, and that's it. They just pick up the movie from there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
The mummy. I'm like, oh, they had no budget, they had no direction, and they made a Metroidvania real quick. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like it was a bad Metroidvania. They basically carbon copied Metroid, which was the standard, right? The de facto standard for this type of game. So I'm like, you know what? Good for you, WayForward. You got served dog shit and you made a meal out of it. You know what I mean? Good for you. So then I go in and I'm like, so I don't mean to play movie tie-in games all the time, right? But now you gifted me Rogue City and I jump in, but it just happens to be VR. Fucking amazing. But when we look at RoboCop, right? RoboCop really only had one good entry. The first movie. Second movie sucked. Third movie was complete shit. The cartoon series was short-lived.
Come on, bro. The third movie where he has a jetpack.
If you like the jetpack or not, that movie sucked.
They started making that movie for kids for some reason. Like, I don't know. There's like a weird thing.
The
Toys were like selling, so they're like, oh, we can't have like everyone exploding in pools of blood anymore. Like we probably should tone it down a bit because the first RoboCop's like just gritty. And like it's hyper violence. Yeah. It's just hyper violence, hyper Detroit.
My favorite part is like oh, it's just Detroit. Like
it's still there. It's still the same. You can film RoboCop again today, and they tried to. I don't know, man.
And it was PG-13.
Did you watch that?
Ass.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
It was weird, dude. It was bad. Like it should have been named It should have been like a spiritual successor to RoboCop and not be RoboCop because I didn't like how he looked with like the all black. I thought that looked dumb.
I thought it was all right. I thought it
was like a Hollywood cash-in.
I was hoping for like the last third act where you see the benefits of man merged with machine because he gets like a part where he's fighting, so like the Ed 209 knockoff, and like something like falls on his arm or leg, and I think it's his leg. It's like some concrete pillar, and he's like trying to wiggle his way out, and he can't do it. And I was like, oh shit. He's going to take that pry bar over there. It was like, giant steel rod, and he's going to use the leverage because he's a man thinking, and he's going to be able to like use, a fulcrum point or whatever and wedge his foot out of there and like slide away, and it's going to be dope. And instead he just like muscles his way out of the problem. And I was like, well, shit, this is disappointing. The last little nugget of hope I had.
OG RoboCop. When the Ed had to use the stairs and it just fell.
It didn't have that moment. And I was thinking like this is going to be like the reverse Uno moment like that, where it's going to be using man's intellect to overcome this machine problem.
It's just another thing where I think one of the appeals for me for RoboCop is that he's just a giant walking fucking tank. He's not super athletic or anything. Yeah, his accuracy is really good, but he's just a giant tank. He just like takes bullets. He just fucking walks through things.
It's a force of nature.
And that feels awesome. And to be that, and you're basically you're like, you could die in the game or whatever, but for the most part, you just hear bullets taking off your body. You're basically God mode. You know what I mean?
You just like look over and you're like, who did that? Who is this mosquito over here? Buzzing around.
So that's what I think the difference is, right? Like not only like and speaking going back to your Godzilla, well, I'm going to use that as an allegory now, right?
Okay.
So we take that Godzilla, right, by Legendary Pictures and Guillermo del Toro's company, where it's basically like the Showa era for now, right? Where it's just ridiculous as fuck. Like we don't have Godzilla drop kicking people yet. Maybe in the next movie, but that might happen. But then you have Godzilla -1, which was serious, and you saw it now, right?
Yeah, that's great. It's a great movie. Right? Yeah, I saw it.
Fantastic.
Saw it in theaters. The one with the professor. I was like, man, we gotta go see this.
Yep. Amazing movie. And but you have reverence for the character, right? You take it seriously. And that movie was so good. Like I cared about the humans. You know what I mean? Like that's when you have a good Godzilla movie is where Godzilla isn't the best part. You have a good human story too.
It's like a good through line. I didn't like how some of the stuff just looked like it was like set up on a soundstage for like a lot of the housing and like the devastation.
$15 million budget, brother.
Yeah, it showed. It showed.
But I think what they did with that was fantastic. Because Godzilla was great, honestly. It was good.
Yeah, especially with like the kind of limited budget and stuff too. You have to like pick and choose like your CGI shots and like your practical effects and stuff really well. And they did a great job, man.
They re-released it in black and white because it's kind of like they had like from the very first movie, the 1954 Godzilla, where the camera crew was on top of the building like filming everything, and then they die, then the camera goes in. That was from the first movie as well. So they redid that in Godzilla Year One, which I thought was very interesting, and like down to the costumes and stuff, fucking spot on. So kudos to that team, man.
Yeah, it's people who love the source material, man.
Yeah, and I fucking absolutely love Godzilla. I love all the eras, including the 2000s era where like it was just Godzilla versus All Out Monsters Attack. That era where he's just fucking rumbling. I am fucking just a sucker for it, dude. And so now that Godzilla's back and he's reverent, and I famously. As far as our group, did not like the Godzilla movie, like the American one, like the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I thought it was
boring. That's fair. Yeah, it was
with the Mutos.
So Bryan Cranston,
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
They killed him off. Spoilers. They killed him off like at the midway point. Yeah, and I was like, how are you going to kill off your protagonist in the middle of the movie? And they're like, I don't care about his son. And I'm like, I don't, though. It's like in the movie Beer Fest when they're like, whatever the big guy dies, and they're like, I'm his twin brother, but I know exactly everything he does, so just treat me exactly the same way. It felt almost like that.
Name, didn't
he?
Yeah.
He's like, I just preferred if you called me the same name.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it to be confusing. Yeah. It felt like that. But not as a joke. Like, it was like, now you have to care about his son. I'm like, why would I care about his son, though?
Yeah. The one thing they got, and why that movie failed was, I think they got Godzilla right? I think Godzilla being a huge, like, giant fucking looming
all the camera shots were done beautifully because it's all from like the human point of view, looking up at them, and you get
100%.
a sense of scale and everything.
But the human story was boring. They spent too much time on it. And then the second movie was good because there was more monster time. And the human story was still boring, but the human story was more interesting than the first one. And then the third one was King Kong. Again, boring human story, but it just the monster fights were set in the daytime now, so you can actually see shit.
See what's going on. It's not a bunch of shadows.
There's something about like that. So the new movie looks like it's all in the daytime. It looks extra fucking ridiculous. So we'll see how that goes. But but that being said, like I like the spectacle, right? And movies, you get spectacle from it. And game to movie transfers, so a lot of the times in the bad ones, you miss the fact that it's a blockbuster movie you're adapting, and the thing is, their thing is butts and seats through spectacle, and sometimes the game to movie tie-ins don't get that. But RoboCop gets the spectacle right. The Mummy Demastered did not. Going back further, it's a great movie game tie-ins. The Godfather, the movie, the game, fantastic. You felt like you're in the Corleone family, right? Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay. You felt like you were Riddick. You had the spectacle
Lion
of
King.
Riddick. Lion King. The game,
Sega
right?
Genesis.
Aladdin the game.
SNES.
Genesis one for sure, dude. They're both good. Right. Genesis one's better.
All right, that's fair, man. Agreed. I think the Sega, Lion King, top tier. I think the Aladdin SNES was a little bit better, but
disagree.
That's fair.
But that's all right. They're both good games. They're both good games. Two different teams made them, so we're arguing because two different teams made them. This one thing by Capcom, but two different teams. So
they got like the sprites and stuff really well done. It's crazy how well they translated the source material with like limited color palettes and what they were working with at the time.
Exactly.
Man, it's hard to adapt to blockbusters. I know we got like a new Avatar game. I haven't heard anything about that.
The Avatar Mist of Pandora or whatever that game was, right? I haven't heard anything good. I
haven't tried it out. I haven't looked at it. Maybe did you watch the new Avatar movie?
Yeah, it was great. I absolutely loved it. Way of Water was really fucking good. I didn't even care for the first movie. The first movie was okay at best.
Dang.
Way of Water was fucking dope. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I never saw the first movie.
Oh, you're not missing anything. Just watch Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas.
I saw that,
and get the gist. That's basically it.
All right. I don't know. It's weird because I feel like
it's fine.
I feel like those are a type of movie I would like, but I just couldn't have been bothered to watch it for whatever reason. So much time had already gone by where I was just like, I'm good.
I will say, if you have Disney Plus and you have like a day, it's worth it to watch. Just because James Cameron does a fantastic job of building the world.
Do they have it in 3D? Should I watch it in 3D?
You can if you want.
Yeah, maybe I will.
But knowing yourself, how much you love a good world that's built, I think you'll get more from it if you watch both movies back to back than I did. Who I'm more in it for the story, right? Like the general storyline, and the fact that the first movie, like I said, was just dancing.
It's like good art.
What the fuck? But
second good movie, CGI,
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for just good CGI, man. You've heard my rants about Ninja Turtles, dude.
Yeah,
you're like, how dare you? And I'm like, it's I don't know. It's just really cool to see the practical in real life.
I like it because the story of the movie sucked. You like the
character look,
exactly. But just to put everything into a nice little bow here, RoboCop's fucking awesome. Movie tie-ins are not always bad.
Wrap it up.
And thank you, Chip, dude. Dude. Thank you, Chip, for because I was reading about it, and I've been part of Prey Dog's Patreon shit. Yeah. But I wasn't jumping to try it yet, and then you spurred me, and it was fucking great.
Yeah, dude. No, I just saw my feed start blowing up, all the people I don't follow, but I've watched their videos. My YouTube's like, hey, you watch these guys, you might be interested in this. And it was 7 or 8 different videos. It was UE, VRs, here's game changer. I'm like, all right, let me watch one of these. And it's oh shit, this is legit. This looks crazy. I was this is. It reminded me also NVIDIA has an injector as well now for updating graphics.
Yes.
In like older games, like you can change out like 3D models or like textures. And like the source that they were using was like Morrowind. They're like going through Morrowind and like they're redoing all these things. So yeah, I was like, it made me think of that. I was like, are we gonna get to a point in the world where like we have like several injectors that like go into like these old games and like just remaster them into like the real world? And we're in the Matrix right now.
Speaking of which, just real quick hitter, just because you reminded me, Daggerfall Unity is complete.
Oh, yeah?
It's version 1.0.
Oh, they finished that.
Yep, it's finished. So you can play through all Daggerfall, and then there's a couple of mods as well where you can update it so the graphics look more modern. So
yeah, they have like some stuff for the mazes and stuff as well in there.
Yeah. So it's updated, but it's also like more user friendly as well. So
yeah, more accessible.
So those of you who like love Skyrim, love Morrowind, loved Oblivion or whatever, just any Elder Scrolls. If you like, I'm older school than that. I loved Daggerfall when I was a kid, but I've never completed because that game was fucking huge. Check out massive. Daggerfall. It's Daggerfall Unity if you can, if you like the Elder Scrolls series.
Like the world map's like legit size like the UK or something.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
It'll take you like years to go across and do everything. But
check it out. That's all I'm gonna say. Like a little quick hitter there.
Shout out to Daggerfall Unity.
Daggerfall Unity. Those.
Are we ever gonna get like a Elder Scrolls movie? You think?
No.
Right.
There's not enough of a central plot to like revolve it around, and like characters like
you got that Dungeons and Dragon movie.
Yeah, that's true.
That was pretty decent. That last one.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed the old one as well. You enjoyed the Marlon Wayans one?
Yeah, I did. I was a kid. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was fun. Even as a kid, I didn't like it.
I was just like, I was waiting for whatever. I like what I like. I'm apologizing.
That's fine. No, I really liked the Chris Pine one though. I thought that was great. Felt like what stories of people playing D&D sound like to me. And it was good. It was good. I think you could take these like massive worlds and really like maybe you can take the Elder Scrolls world and make a great movie out of it, right? But I think a lot of what makes Elder Scrolls good is your own gameplay. Your own experience makes it good, right? I don't think that
there's a world, there's backstories and stuff. The world
is basically like generic D&D, though, right? Like you really think about it, like you already.
But I'm saying generic D&D's got a movie.
This is Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. We just saw it. It's fine. Just replace the title. You wouldn't even know.
Boom, done.
It's just fucking hate from Elder Scrolls fans coming at me after I said that.
Like actually, there's a much thicker lore than you could even imagine. Play out Elder Scrolls Online.
Shove it, dude. That's what I'm saying. All right, on that note.
Take that lore book, you turn it sideways and you shove it straight up your ass.
All right, I did not say that one. All right, man. For Chipmunk, I'm Mr. Gimpy. Chip.
Combo Wombo, we out.
We back for 2024. We're out of here.
Like, share, subscribe, we out.
See you guys next Sunday.
Peace.